Greetings, Earthlings! My name is Zero Jake and welcome back to Space Engineers. So, in between last episode and this one, I've done a few changes which may not have been documented in the previous episode and may not actually... there's been changes, basically. To begin with, these nacelles, I've changed the edge bit and they're both done now. It looks much better and more bulkier, which is what I really want, instead of it being completely flat. These are using the armor ramps mod, because obviously I have mods to make things look nice. But basically these help when using the slopes, the 2x1 slopes, such as these, or any of them. It helps make things look better than you could in vanilla. Also, both of the nacelles have all of their gyroscopes, so that's 8 gyroscopes in total, should be able to have us rotate. Now, since the gyroscopes are centered on this point, our center of rotation is going to be here, which may or may not be a good thing, but it will allow me to rotate quite quickly. I can decrease the amount of power I send to these if I think that it's a bit too responsive. Another thing that I've done is in here welding a ton of conveyor pipes. We've got the walkway done, well, the catwalk really. We've got 4 cargo containers. I've renamed them. So one of them, this one, components. Let me get storage inventories. So we've got a components one, we've got an ingots one, we've got ores, and we've got equipment. The equipment will store everything such as ammunition or tools. Anything that isn't really a component. Anything that's not used in constructing of blocks goes here, which is fine. I've transferred all of the inventory, or at least I had transferred all of the inventory from the private sale and the red ship over to here now that we have cargo containers, which means that the private sale will now actually move. What I've also done is I've added one, I've taken one assembler away from the red ship and put it here. This is so that I can get conveyor access to this refinery, which is the one that we're going to be kind of transplanting from here over to there. I've also torn away a lot of the armor blocks, as you can see. We're now getting to the point where we can see the actual innards of the main section. I've also gotten rid of this nacelle because it was no longer needed. And I've welded up things in here. I've got the second reactor online. I've welded up the hydrogen tank, the oxygen tank, and I've also placed an oxygen generator, which I've got to place to begin with. We still need some more components to build the jump drive, mainly because of the amount of nickel, but we will get onto that later, after the ship is finished, because the jump drive is not a necessary object. We also have all but 2 of the main thrusters online. I'm not putting these online using the thruster components I'm getting from the red ship, because those thrusters are going to go towards maneuvering thrusters, which are going to be needed. This ship is going to maneuver like a bathtub until the point where I can get a lot more thruster components, because I need them to build more thrusters. Other than that, there's one more change, and it's really a helpful one. So what I've done is I've extended one of the tool arms of the private sale, which basically means that it's got an increased reach, so I don't have to be as close to the target, and also I can actually see where I'm welding as well, because you can see the welder here. And then if I want to, for example, swap that out with the grinder, all I need to do is just... Okay, I thought the gyroscopes had disengaged, but they didn't. All I need to do is get rid of the grinder, place it here, get rid of the welder, place it here. Done. And then I'm grinding, which is going to be useful for when I grind a lot of the armor blocks for the red ship. So that's all fine. Today, however, we are going to be focusing on the bridge. Yes, the bridge, and also thinking about where to place maneuvering thrusters, or we will start with the armoring of the ship, because one layer of armor isn't going to work for a combat ship at all. Well, it's not really a combat ship. It's more of a well, it is a military frigate, but it's not supposed to be a pure combat ship. Otherwise, it wouldn't have stuff like like all these equipment here. It's just going to be a mothership, but we're going to have guns on it because that's going to be helpful. It means we don't have to build another ship. And to that end, I've installed another mod called Okie Industries. So basically, there's this mod collection. Well, there's this collection of weapons called the Okie weapons collection. Now, this is not being updated by the developer, so instead I've subscribed to someone who has done some small fixes. So now these guns, whilst they are, you know, quite cool, their range has been reduced to 800 meters, which is what every other turret in the game has, because they used to be a lot longer, and therefore you could just snipe someone out pretty easily. But yeah, these weapons are going to be very useful for when we're arming the ship. I mean, if we have a look at this heavy battery, it's quite big. So we can just have like plonk 2 here, and the enemy won't know what hit them. And oh, it's going to be a problem for me placing them, possibly, quite possibly. Oh, there we go. Right. Yeah, as you can see, it's quite big. Yeah. For some reason, it's not actually showing the Gatling guns. Oh, that's because the Gatling guns go on the side. Yeah, like a piston would work. That may be a problem, however. We could have a look at another one of the guns, such as this smaller quad gun, which is probably what I'm going to be using. They use different ammo types. I'm going to have to research which ones and then get some assemblers automatically crafting them. Which means I need tons of magnesium in order to do it. Also, the only thrusters left on this thing are these 6 thrusters here, and this is to make sure that the ship does not fly off into oblivion. And they're placed here so that I can freely get rid of armor blocks when I want to. So, first thing that we need to do is we need to get the control station over to the new ship, which is pretty simple to do. This will actually allow me to control the ship for once. Yep. There we go. There we go. We have control. So this should allow me. Oh God, you're going to do this, aren't you? Possibly when I have walls here, it will allow me to actually see outside. Yeah, because currently it's just giving me an interior view, which is not helping whatsoever. Yeah, I may need to mess around with that, but that's fine. Good. So we've now got that. Then the next dangerous thing that we need to do is move the medical bay. Now, as you know, whilst moving the medical bay, I can die and then lose everything, because I've set it so that if I die and I don't have a medical bay to respawn, ownership of everything I have is lost, which means if I try to come back, remember that these turrets are still armed, and I'd have to, you know, grind everything down and weld it back up again in order to regain control, and that's going to be painful, which is why I'm not going to die. So we need medical bay, medical room there. You're going to be placed over here. Yeah, over here, that's fine. So I've placed that. We have nothing else in our inventory. I somehow had one extra interior plate because this required one less interior plate because it was already placed down. Yes, that makes so much more sense, even though it doesn't really need to make sense anymore. I'm also going to move this flight seat upstairs because that's going to be much more helpful. Yeah, if I place it up here. In fact, no, not there. I've got a better idea. People. I'm going to place it here. This means that this flight seat will stay attached to the innards of the ship, which is going to be helpful. Which means I can control from there, and if I get rid of all the armor blocks, then I'll still be able to move. Except that the gyroscopes will be gone, and yeah, we'll get rid of the gyroscopes when we really don't need it. Yeah, I was doing medical bay, wasn't I? Yes. Lack of attention. Right, this is the dangerous bit. Don't kill yourself, because that would be very bad. And then an Davis just shows up out of nowhere and starts shooting me. You know, jumps in to like 10 meters distance with all its guns and summons a ton of drones, and then I die. Yeah, not the best stuff. It does take like 5 runs in order to move the medical bay, which is not the best. Oh, and yeah, remember at the beginning of the series where the medical bay was actually destroyed, even though it wasn't supposed to? Yeah. Well, up. Grind it down. I need to make sure that the thing doesn't blast into a million pieces, otherwise that's just going to make my job harder. Right, so we don't have many more. We do have to like haul over a ton of interior plate, but that's fine. Okay. So after we do the medical bay, what is next? Well, we need to get an air vent up here, and we need a way to get down to the engine bay. Those will do, and then if we've got extra time, I'll find something else. Okay, we've got how much? 89. Okay. This should work. Right, nearly all of them. Just need to get the 89 interior plate, and it will give me 1 remaining, because of course it does. And there we go. The medical room is now operational. Excellent. Oh, another thing that we need to do is add gravity, a gravity generator, which I don't. Oh, I do have the resources. Okay. Yeah, it's because the jump drive requires a lot more gravity generator components. So gravity generator requires 150 steel plate, 60 construction, 40 computer. 150, 60. I'm running low on computers, but they're easy to create. And then I need 4 large. What did I just do? Why did I hit R? What does R do? Oh, it changes the size, the block size. Okay. 4 steel tube and 6 motors. Right, and then I should be able to place it. Now, the key thing to remember here is I need to place it somewhere that's in the middle of the ship, so that we have the least amount of gravity leakage as possible. And I'm going to place it on the bottom here, because this is actually the middle block row of the ship. It's the complete middle if you cut it across. Like if you cut the thing here, here is the middle. Just need to make sure that it's the middle lengthways. It should be, and we don't need this to be entirely gravity controlled, so that's fine. Actually, it would be better if I counted, and that's going to be difficult because I don't know. Okay, so let's do it this way, shall we? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we need to go an extra 4 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1. Okay, so here is the center block. That's useful. Yes. Here's the center. Flip it around so it's facing that way, and go. Get rid of these because I need them, and then I just need to pick up these 6 gravity generating components that I constructed earlier, that I was going to use for something else, also known as the jump drive. but we actually need it for a gravity generator. Right, 2 more. Means I'm going to have to create some more, and that requires nickel, but that's fine. Right, we now have a gravity generator, which means I will actually flip around upside down like this, which is not useful, but it will do for now. Gravity generator, I want you to -1 Gs, and then width. Here's the fun thing, we do maths with blocks, which are 2.5, the blocks are 2.5 meters long, and the gravity starts from the center of the block, which is annoying to say the least. So we'll treat it as the edge of the block, so the gravity field will end in the middle of this one. So we need the width and also the height. So we need 5, 10, so we need 12.5 meter radius, depending if this does radius or degrees. So width 12.5. That's by the way, control clicking on the slidey bars allows you to set a value. So 12.5. No. So 12.5 times 2 is 25. So let's change that to 25. Excellent. And then we just need to set the height to 25. No, 25, thank you. Go out to here. So I really need to be inside. Don't kill yourself by clipping yourself on there. That's not inducive to good things. Okay, yeah, decrease that by 5 meters because this dimension is less than this dimension. Decrease that to 20 if calculations are correct. Okay, good. Good. Also good. Okay, and now we need to work up depth, which we didn't really work out, did we? No, we didn't. So I'm going to have to work at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's 16 blocks that way. 16 times 2.5, which is 16 times 2, which is 32, and then half of 16 is 8. So that's going to be 40. Which double that is 80. Unless I'm wrong, which I probably am. It's probably going to be somewhere in the region of... keep going. Okay, that ends there. If I go into the hangar bay, you know, using the actual gravity to help me, go this way, keep going. Good, right. Gravity is now sorted. This is good, and I'm thankful that it's actually round numbers. So I've got a gravity cuboid, which is also known as the cuboid of the interior. So gravity should be sorted. Nice. So we've got gravity. Next thing, we need cargo access, which we can do via... we can have a cargo access point here. No, we can't. I lied. And I'm guessing this is the same as well, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yeah, okay. So we're going to need cargo access point from the wall. We can get a cargo access point this way. So we have two locations. We've got this area, which I am inclined to have it as the air vent. And then we have this area, which we can use as storage. Okay, so I need things to create a conveyor, which we can actually steal from over here. We've got things to create an air vent, which is good. We can steal this as well. Except that is now free falling, isn't it? But you're not attached to anything. You should be able. Never mind. Physics, ladies and gentlemen, it's weird. Right, I need conveyor, which I can't place because I don't have any interior plate. That can be solved pretty easily. I need interior plate, please. Thank you. And then I just need some additional small steel tube. And then I need to place a air vent. Air vent, we can replace this. Excellent. So we now have an air vent here, which when this is sealed it will work properly because we've got an oxygen tank down there. Okay. We need to do the doors, don't we? Yes. So I need 5, I need 30 construction, and we can't actually access the inventories because I am very good at doing this. Very good at planning, aren't I? Right, so I need crafting components, I need 30 of this. I also probably need some more motors, and I need some bulletproof glass. Just going out on a whim here. 1 display, 2 computers. Okay. You, 1 display, wherever you are. Yeah, here. 2 computers. Okay. Right, so the door to the bridge is now completed. So I can now close it. Yay! And then I can open it and close it again. Open it and then close it again. Excellent. Yeah, I'm going to do all the other doors off camera. So we've now got this. We now need a cargo container or something that will allow us to access an inventory. We can use a small cargo container for that, and we can use it to house things that we need. Right, so I need 40 interior plate. Let me just go to components. I can get rid of these. I need 40 interior plate. Okay. I need 35, 40 construction components, 4 metal grid. And then I need 20 small steel tube, 4 motors, 1 display, 2 computers. Four motors, 1 display, 2 computers. That should be it. Put it the right way around, weld it, and we've got everything. Good. Excellent. So we now have a way to access inventory, which is good. I don't know if this is actually airtight or not. It should be. Though it actually isn't, because we can there's a gap here which air can rush through, but I'm not complaining. Right, so we have medical room, which works for some reason. And then, oh, another thing I probably want is to get rid of this. And then place another conveyor here, and then place a conveyor pipe. Probably something I want. So, conveyor. Conveyor, conveyor, conveyor. 20 interior plate, 30 construction component. Six motors. Yeah, 6 motors. Okay, right. Conveyor junction. And then I just need a thing, a conveyor pipe, which will be 14 steel plate, 40 construction. Uh, 12 small steel and 6 motors. There we go. So the medical bay is now the medical bay is now hooked up to the hydrogen and oxygen supplies, which means that when we've actually got hydrogen and oxygen in there, then whenever I heal at the medical station, I will also gain oxygen and hydrogen, which means that it actually works properly. This is good. So now that the bridge is kind of done, I can decorate it later. Other things that we need to do. Okay. I'm guessing get the refinery over here. Or we could go for docking. I think docking would be a better idea. So, in order to dock, we need a connector. We're basically going to pilot this all the way around, which is going to be a very, very slow and arduous process. I need 150. 150 of you. I then need 40 construction, 20 computer. 40 construction, 20 computer. 8 motors and 12 small steel. Yep. Okay, so we're going to place it over here because that's kind of easy. And now I have to do a delicate dance in order to make sure that this ship survives when it does things. So, first of all, I need to move. Can I? No, there's no antenna. Right. First of all, I need to move the attack drone, unless I before I kill it accidentally. So C should get you to go up because it's upside down. Flip it the right way up. Okay, you should be fine now. The private sail is up there, so no problem. So yeah, there's one thruster providing power for this. Just need to go round to the connection point that I already have. Oh. Right, now I need to slow down. Okay, now, here's the... Oh, there you go. Bye. Let's pick that up, shall we? Okay. Now, here's the delicate thing. I need to... Do I have... no. I'm going to pick up a computer, and then I'm going to get a camera. So, steel plate. I need 3 computers. I have steel plate, so that's good. I'll basically get a action camera. We only need 1. So I need a camera. They're not stored anywhere, so let's get that. Camera. Make sure it's right way up. Good. Okay, camera is ready. So, now the next step is I need the camera on here. Camera. view. So the problem is going to be that the control thing is not where it should be. Okay, the control seat is not, you know, in a good position, so I'm having to do this with a weird control scheme. So up down is roll, yeah, left right is the same, and then roll is up and down. And then going to the left goes forward, and then going forward goes to the right. You can see how difficult this is. Connector, toggle lock on off, toggle lock, even though those are the wrong way round, switch lock on off. I need to have a look at that. Connection, no. Right, waiting for everything to balance out, and we are connected. No, that just turned off. Oops. And lock. Right, we are locked. So this is so that I can do everything properly. So we have oxygen generators. We're going to turn both of them off. This oxygen tank don't auto refill. You are going to stockpile, so you should start filling from this tank. This tank should now go, which is good. And then we need the hydrogen tank. You are going to be named hydrogen tank because it's going to help. You are going to stockpile. Okay, good. This is the transferring of gas, or of gases, so once we've done that we can disconnect. Okay, hydrogen tank is empty and oxygen tank is getting there. For some reason it is gaining oxygen, which shouldn't be happening. Where is it getting the oxygen from? Okay, that's weird. Right, we're gonna disconnect. Right, we are disconnected. I'm going to investigate what the hell just happened in the oxygen chamber. Right, we're going to get all the bottles and we're going to move them over to our new ship. So you can stop stockpiling. You can have the hydrogen tanks back. You can have... and then we want the oxygen tank, control panel, tank, oxygen, stop refilling. Good. So we've now got two tanks that are nearly full. The hydrogen tank wasn't full to begin with, but now that tank is empty and this tank is empty, which means that we can get rid of them. Well, this tank isn't actually empty. For some reason it just mysteriously gained some oxygen. Is it because there's ice still here? No. It's either that or it processed all the ice. Yeah, so we can get rid of this now. Simply get rid of it. Right. So now that that's done, I've got a few more things to do in order to get all the components off from here to here. Once we've done that, then we will start making our new ship able to move. I am going to need a name for it, so if I don't come up with something, I'm relying on you fine folks at home to do so. Submit your names. Actually, me saying this is probably going to get some really weird names, but the weirder the merrier, apparently. Until then, my name has been Zero Jake. End transmission.